I'm Coder Learner. Welcome back to my channel. Here's another simple program. And before we get into this, we're doing easy ones right now, but eventually we are going to get into if statements, for loops, things like that. But I thought we'd start off simple and then start getting into the harder stuff little by little. With that being said, let's do this. Alright, so we got driving costs. We've got doubles as input. We've got some computation and doubles as output. Alright, so let's see here. We got driving is expensive. Write a program with a car's gas mileage, miles per gallon, and the cost of a gas, dollars gallon, as floating point input, and output the cost of gas for 20 miles, 75 miles, and 500 miles. Alright, output each floating value, yada yada, fix that precision, and this new line. Okay, input, output. Let's see how this goes. Alright, I'm using terminal. Let's create our .cpp file. Use Vim. I'm going to call it gas mileage.cpp. Here we are. Alright. Set number for number lines. Syntax on for highlighting. Alright, so since this program is going to have input and output, we're going to include IOStream. We're going to include IOManip. Alright, so we use IOStream because that's going to allow us to have input and output in our program, which will be most of your programs, and IOManip is needed for this right here, this fixed set precision. This 2 means how many places are shown after the decimal point. Alright, so you'll see in a second. Set up our main. And return 0. Alright. So we've got gas mileage, miles per gallon, and we've got these guys, 20, 75, and 500 that we got to work with. So far, our input, our type's double, right? So look, you've got 25, that's your car's gas mileage, and you've got 3.1599, that's going to be cost of gas. So we'll name them that. So our variables are going to be of type double. The first one will be gas mileage, and we're going to make it equal to 25.0. Alright, and then our next one is also type double. We're going to call it cost of gas. Alright, and that's going to be 3.1599. Alright, everything looks fine. 3.1599, 25.0. Okay. Alright. Now, they're asking for input. This is supposed to be your input. Right now, I'm hard coding it just to test that everything works out right. And then later, we're going to use these. So we've got character in, which is how you read input from the keyboard. And we've got these arrows, right? Character in, gas mileage, and character in going to comment these out because we're not going to use these yet. So right now they're invisible. Alright, now this is where we do our math. So our first character out statement, or count, that's how you print, how you output stuff from your program. It's going to be character out. Now the arrows are facing the other way. The way I like to think of it, with character in, see how they point towards a variable? So you're putting input into your variable, right? But character out, think of this as a screen. Whatever is to the right of these arrows is going to the screen. So with these arrows, you got to the variable, your input, and then to the screen, your output down here. Alright, so our first character out statement is going to be fixed set precision to precision. Alright. Now this is why we have IO manip. With IO manip, that's why we can use this set precision right here. Alright. Alright, next one, character out. Here's where we do our calculations. So we've got the output, the gas cost for 20 miles, 75 miles, and 500 miles. So let's see, we're going to have 20 miles times divided by cost of gas. You know, let's put that in parentheses. Cost of gas times gas mileage. All right. You know what? I got that backwards. Made a boo-boo. Alright, $20 divided by gas mileage times cost of gas. Alright. Let's see if that works. Let's just test that out. 20 miles or gas miles. Alright, if this works out correctly, we should have a 2.53. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so I'm going to hit escape, and then you do shift colon WQ for right quit. That's going to save. Now we're going to compile, so clang ++. Our program is called gas mileage dot cpp. We're going to call it, just say gas. Now let's see how we do. Whoop. Oh, you see this error? Look. Standard. And I have a spelling error right here. Alright, I know how to fix this. Alright, let's do this again. Syntax on, set number. Alright, what I didn't write was using namespace. Using namespace standard. There we go. That will get rid of this error right here. It's calling it undeclared identifier because when you don't use this namespace right here, you're going to have to write std and these two colons in front of all. You have to write it in front of your counts, in front of um, your end lines, in front of your strings. There's a lot, but for beginners, they recommend using namespace so it doesn't look so crazy when you're writing your program. Alright, so that'll take care of that error. But look, we've got another one right here. Use of undeclared identifier, gas mileage. See, it's already correcting me that I made a spelling error. Alright, so what is that? That's 1318. Alright, line 13. Let's see. Yeah. Sorry, 14. Yeah, any little error it's going to catch. So try to slow down if you can. Alright, so that takes care of that error. That takes care of that error. Alright, now I'm going to save this again. Let's clear this. We're going to run again, or compile again. Alright, now we're going to run ./gas. Alright, look, 2.53 was our output, our first output, and that matches. And look, our decimal and 2 places. That's where the set precision comes in. Alright, let's go back in there and do the rest of our program. Alright, set number, syntax on. Alright, so far this is correct. Now we've got to do the rest of our division and multiplication. So let's jump to line 15, 16. Alright, so we're going to have character out. Now we've got for 75 miles and 500 miles. Alright, so we got 75 miles divided by gas mileage times cost of gas. Alright. Now look, if you pay attention, all these outputs are next to each other, separated by a space. Right, so there's no need to put end line. This is going to be to the left of this. And then this next one for 500 is going to be next to 75. But we have to make room for this space right here. So I'm going to go back up. You're going to add your space like that, and that will put an empty space between them. Same thing for cost of gas. Character out. And we said 500, right? Yeah, 500 divided by gas mileage times cost of gas. And there's no need for space there, but we will put end line. Alright. So let's check if this is correct. Let's run again. Now, the terminal will remember your last few entries, so if you just press up and down, see, you can scroll through all the things that you've used recently. There's no need to type it all over again. Save some time. Alright, so we're going to run again, or compile again. Okay, see that blinking cursor? That means no errors. Alright, now we're going to run our program. Look at that. 253,948,6320. And that matches our output down here. See? 2.53, 9.48, 6320, all separated by spaces, just like that. Alright. Now we're going to go back and fix our character in statements. So these are going to read input right here, line 10 and 11. Now, if you remove these comments, now we can use them. And we can get rid of these right here. So these are just empty variables right now. So when I run this right here, when it gets to 10 and 11, it's going to wait for input from the keyboard. And then it'll do your output. So we've got our empty variables. It's going to read gas mileage, read cost of gas, and then it's going to divide, and then multiply. Let's see. Alright. So let's run again. Or compile. Now we're going to run. Okay, see how it's blinking? It's now waiting for input because of those character in statements. Let me show you here. Here, it's waiting for input here and here. So we're going to do gas mileage first, 25.0, and then our cost of gas, 3.1599, enter, and there we go. There's your output. Alright guys, that was it. Kind of simple, but I hope that helps. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.